Okay, this is a tour of my 3 city lot kind of nature sanctuary. Right here I have a kind of a compost catch-all for woody sticks and stuff. I see the house wrens use it a lot. There's lots of jewelweed that's kind of come up on its own because the soil's really damp down here. So because of shade trees here, I have some kind of woodland or woodland edge species. So sweet shrub. So all along here I have planted or will be adding kind of edge species. This May was No-Mow May, and this is kind of a big area that I didn't know what to do with yet, so I thought, well, I'm not going to mow it. So I just kind of mowed a path around this large area, and as you can see, it's not very tall. This is a dying silver maple, and it's been inhabited by lots of birds, including a pair of northern flickers. I have one frog pond not completed here, and it has a resident bullfrog. These are 2 pecan trees. Cut through here. I have a second pond hidden right here, and this one is fed by the runoff of this house, which is our rental house. Oops, there goes one of our... It has at least 3 bullfrogs I've seen in it. So in this bed I have some elderberries, witch hazel, serviceberry. Add some more to it. This garden this is only the 2nd summer for it. Oh, there's a hummingbird. Great. So there's some native coral honeysuckle. This also doubles as our dog park for our 3 rescue doggies. This is first summer for this area. I just threw some seed down, and the annuals are blooming, which, as you can see, are primarily black-eyed Susans. There are a few Coreopsis that bloomed. Just to give you a little perspective from where we came. There's Olive. So in the beginning, about every 4 feet, I planted a different species of native plants. I had a few failures, and one of those failures I had ended up planting Tithonia, Mexican sunflower, and it ended up drawing a ton of monarchs, so I decided to add more of those this year. So what happened last year is the monarchs would come to the Mexican sunflower, they'd spend the day on it, feeding from it, and then they would roost in this pecan tree at night. So I added a few more sections, 4-foot sections of Tithonia this year. These were some volunteer sunflowers that came back from last year. That's my dog June. Junie! Junie, go say hi. Say hi. I do have non-native stuff in here right now. I've been experimenting with corn and beans here. So I have some vegetable plots as well. So right here, as you can see, between the wild violets, I have potatoes, and then at that end I have sweet potatoes. Wild quinine. New England aster, it's not open yet. Ironweeds. There's a compass plant with a sleeping, there it is, sleepy bumblebee. Some short tooth mint, which has been the big attractor for all the pollinators. Wasps, bees, flies, beetles this year. This Torthonia is doing better than the other clumps and just started blooming this week. And it is July, I think it's the 17th, 2021. You can hear the house wren singing in the background. I've had some nest here this year. Kind of pan around here. So that's where we came from. Unfortunately, I had a gorgeous tall thistle that crashed in one of our rain. That's a new bed for this year. So adding stuff to that. This is another vegetable bed, so that is tomatoes and winter squash. There's a few peppers planted in there too. Obedient plant, trying to be obedient. This is a Moschuto species. It's the only one that doesn't get attacked by the squash bugs and borers. So I can grow it successfully here. So these two, there's a squash right in there. These two are heirloom varieties, Seminole and upper ground sweet potato. They are attracting, can't see that very well, the native squash bees. There's one sleeping, there goes one sleeping in there, so that's kind of cool. Some early figwort, monkey flower, American bellflower. I have two gates of this enclosure, this one and then one towards the house. Switchgrass, kind of just a mixed corner. There is a Texas red star hibiscus, a prairie willow, nannyberry, cup plant, and just some random perennials in there. This is what I call the tree line. So I've planted oaks and hickories in this really long bed, and now I'm starting to plant some spring ephemerals, ferns, some kind of woodland type species. And you can see I kind of created these beds by just mowing around areas. This bed in here is going to be mostly shrubs. Eventually I add some woodland type flowers. And then lastly this bed, which again kind of like savanna type species will be in there. Lots of jewelweed came up this year. So these beds were all created by putting down cardboard and or compost, chopped up leaves from my neighbor. I wanted to get rid of them, or mulch, just to kind of suppress or kill the grass. And then I planted on top of them. So that's what's going on here in southwestern Illinois. I live.